Some people say I'm fine so often it starts sounding automatic. Not because they're actually okay, but because explaining what's really happening inside them has become exhausting. Sometimes people stop talking about what they feel, not because the pain disappeared, but because they realize something. Most people don't really know what to do with honesty, so instead, they smile, they nod, they say they're tired, busy, just stressed, anything except the truth. And after a while, pretending becomes easier than explaining, because the truth is complicated. It's hard to explain why your chest suddenly feels heavy when there's no obvious reason. Why small things suddenly overwhelm you. Why you feel emotionally exhausted, even when almost nothing happened. So people learn how to look normal. They reply to messages normally, laugh at the right moments, go to work, go to school, show up for other people, while quietly hiding everything they feel inside themselves. And the strange part is, most people around them never notice, because emotional pain doesn't always look dramatic. Sometimes it just looks like unusual silence, low energy, canceling plans, reading a message but replying much later, staring at the ceiling at 2 a.m., feeling both nothing and everything at the same time. Psychologists notice something important about emotional suppression. The longer people hide their emotions, the harder it becomes to understand what they're actually feeling. Because the human brain was never designed to carry emotions permanently without expressing them somewhere. So eventually, those emotions begin leaking out in other ways. Irritability, emotional numbness, overthinking, sudden exhaustion, crying over something small, or feeling strangely empty, even during the happiest moments. And this is where many people become trapped. Because once someone gets used to pretending they're fine, they start doing it automatically. Even with people they trust, even with themselves. Some people become so good at hiding things, they don't realize how overwhelmed they are until their body forces them to stop. That's why some people suddenly disappear for days, why they avoid phone calls, why they stay home longer and longer, and why they say, "I'm just tired," when the problem goes far deeper than exhaustion. And maybe the saddest part is this. Many people who say, "I'm fine," secretly hope someone notices that they're not. Not because they want attention, but because carrying everything alone eventually becomes too heavy, especially when you've been carrying it alone for years. The human mind can survive many things: stress, pressure, loneliness, but one of the hardest things to survive is feeling emotionally invisible. Feeling like even if you finally explained everything, no one would truly understand. So people stay quiet, not because they have nothing to say, but because they stopped believing anything would change. And maybe that's why so many people pretend they're okay. Because looking normal feels safer than feeling emotionally exposed. Even when they're struggling inside, even when they're exhausted, even when they quietly wish someone would ask one more time and genuinely mean it. So when someone tells you, "I'm fine," sometimes they are. But sometimes it's simply the shortest way to end the conversation they no longer have the energy to survive. If this felt a little too familiar, you're probably not alone.